Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about King of the Court in NBA 2K26, very specifically talking about all the information they gave us about this mode, because I think this is the mode that a lot of people care about the most. You know what I mean? A lot of people who are going to be trying to win $10,000 on a weekly basis, and I got to be honest, I am concerned about some of the information that they gave us today. For sure, it sounds like the mode is going to be really flawed in a lot of ways, and I'm going to talk about what I think those flaws are. So what we're going to do first is we're going to watch the video that they dropped in the Courtside Report and what they said about King of the Court in this video. Then we're going to read what they said. We're going to go through and talk about what additional stuff was said on stream, if anything additional, and talk about the things after that I am concerned about with this, because there are some serious issues that I think 2K is going to have to address in order for this mode to be decent at all. I don't think I like this format, to be totally honest with you, but it is what it is, I guess. So with that being said, let's get into it and let's talk about it. So let's start with the video. We're gonna start with this, and we're gonna see what they said in here first.
Inspired by community feedback, King of the Court, presented by AT&T, ups the ante with a whopping $10,000 cash prize on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S.
See, he says that there's a $10,000 prize on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X/S. Does that mean there's $10,000 on each week? I don't know, but it's not specified. And that is an interesting, that would be awesome if it was. I'll say that. $10,000 each would be spectacular. I doubt it, but that's what they just didn't specify. I don't know. I'm wondering how that's going to work. Maybe it is. That'd be sick.
The event will take place during a full weekend window, extending beyond the previous limited 4-hour time slot on Saturdays. Your 4 best games will count towards your leaderboard score, with 4 tiers of rewards each event. Compete for a massive payday and 1 million VC in the process, with more great rewards for everyone dropping in each weekend.
Imagine what you could do with $10,000. Compete against the best and win a bag.
So that's what they had to say. I think that's it, isn't it? That's like all they had to say. Yeah, they move on to the breakout gauntlet immediately here. So that's it. The only information they basically gave us is that it's now the full weekend time slot. And your 4, if we go down here, it does break it down more. Your 4 best games will be the games that count towards your ultimate game score. So, like, what? My initial question is, I like the larger window each weekend, where it's Fridays from 3 p.m. Pacific until Sundays at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So you have more than 2 full days. It's like basically what, 57 hours, I think, in total that you have to play King of the Court, and only your 4 best games count during that period of time, and you can play to improve those game scores, or at least try to, until you have 3 losses. Once you lose 3 times, you are out of King of the Court for that weekend, which does mean that people like Splash or Ty, or some of the best players in the world who are probably not going to lose barely at all, will likely have the most opportunity to improve their game scores. But the thing that I'm really concerned about with this, more than anything else, is the fact that how is the game score going to be determined, and how is it going to create any sort of importance whatsoever to games played against good players? The thing that I think is the most exciting aspect of King of the Court would be if there was a tournament style system of some sort that basically puts the best players against each other on a consistent basis and creates more of a competitive environment. Whereas right now, your goal is, for people playing legitly, your goal is going to be, at least I assume, to get the 4 biggest blowouts possible, because I don't think it's going to play to your benefit if you match up against, like, let's say Ty matches up against Ebans, and let's say Ty wins, just theoretically, but he only wins by 2 points, so his game score winds up being not very good, even though he played against one of the best players on the game. But the game itself didn't do anything for him besides keep him alive. You know what I mean? And I think for people playing against good players, that's going to be the case. It's literally going to turn into a basically who can get the luckiest and get the biggest boost. Because then there's also the problem of, like, people are going to absolutely be matching with their friends and with people who support them and stuff on purpose to get the highest game score they possibly can. And how is 2K going to prevent that? How is 2K going to prevent the boosting? How is this going to create a truly skill-based format where we have the best players winning consistently? Or is it going to be extremely like fluky and weird? Like, I really am interested to see how this works. Like, are we going to be able to see the leaderboards? Like, because the visual that they gave us in the live stream was actually not, I would say, all that helpful of a visual in terms of the way the leaderboards are going to look and stuff. Let me see if I can find it in here. Where is here it is. This visual is like, it shows us almost nothing. You know what I mean? You have this King of the Court menu, but it doesn't say anything else. Like, you have your reward tier. This isn't a screen of it while it's happening, so we don't see a as of right now a leaderboard. Hopefully there is a leaderboard where you can see how your score compares to other people. It'll be interesting to see like how the game score stuff actually works, because that I think has to be a very advanced system, which I'm not sure I have a total confidence in 2K to execute effectively to actually make a game score system work effectively. I just think this format is, having more time to play is great, but I'm not sure that this is going to create a system where we consistently have the best players winning. You know what I mean? Is it going to be a lottery system or a who can cheat the best to win $10,000 a week? Like, if that's how this winds up being, that's a serious issue. And as of right now, I don't know how that's not what it's going to wind up being. You know what I mean? Because, man, I like, and also the other thing is the rewards. Like, they didn't show any rewards or talk about what any of the rewards are going to look like at all besides the top overall finish. Again, this says top overall finish 10K, but it doesn't tell us if the leaderboards are integrated between PlayStation and Xbox, or if it's $10,000 on PlayStation and Xbox. Because if it's both, then it's twice as much money throughout the year. You know what I mean? Which I think would be really good. But again, they just didn't specify. I thought we were going to have a $10,000 game on a weekly basis. We were going to have the winner on PlayStation, the winner on Xbox playing each other for $10,000. Sounds like that's not a thing. It's just, there's questions that are left unanswered. And also, I think serious concerns that can be had right now about this format and this mode. Because look, this is something that I think has huge potential if executed properly to bring a lot of viewership to the MyTEAM mode and interest to the MyTEAM mode, and I think do a lot of good things for the game and the game mode and the people who work for the game and content creators like myself as well. But I want the game mode to be executed in a way that is exciting and skillful, and this, as of right now, legitimately looks like people are just going to be mad to be getting in matchups against good players the whole time. You know what I mean? Because is it gonna be like you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have the best players in the world playing against each other, but the reward that they get for winning that game is significantly less than the reward that they get for winning a game against a bum, doesn't that seem backwards? You know what I mean? That's my thought anyway. I don't know. Do y'all agree? I'd love to know what y'all think about this, but this is something that I'm really concerned about. And honestly, to me, I think King of the Court was the part that I was the most excited about today, because that's a huge aspect of I think my goals for this year in a lot of ways are to succeed with that, with using that for King of the Court as a content avenue. But I'm not sure it's actually going to be that much of a content avenue, because it feels like it's going to be, your goals in that are not, I don't know. Like, obviously you want to win every game by as much as possible, but it's just going to be praying for the easiest matchups possible, and then trying not to lose when you match against somebody who's good at the game, so that you can queue into get a different game and pray again that you match up against a bum. And is praying for matchups against bums and hoping that 2K does a good job of enforcing, cracking down on people who are boosting? Is that the way we want to decide a $10,000 weekly winner? My personal opinion is no. I don't know, man. I'm just tired of stuff like this that just feels like it's gonna be poorly executed in all likelihood at best. And I just don't, I don't know. I'm frustrated at this point, to be totally honest. As of what we've seen today for MyTEAM overall, there is some stuff that I think is neat, but as a whole, it's outweighed to me as of right now by real concerns about whether or not the game's going to be rewarding at all to play, and whether or not this competitive mode is actually going to be executed well at all or not. So we'll see. That being said, it's gonna do it for the video. I just want to talk about King of the Court specifically. There's other stuff that's neat, and I did drop a whole like 40-minute video earlier on today going through and breaking down everything in specific, not just touching on King of the Court. So if you want to hear my thoughts on all the other things in the game mode, go ahead and go watch that. There is some stuff that I definitely did like and some positive changes and stuff, and it does look like there are at least going to be a little bit more rewards, but I'm concerned there's not going to be significant improvement in 2K26 overall. And you know what, I guess we'll have to see what happens. So with that being said, it's gonna do it for the video. Hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.